Good morning. We are going to be starting here in just a moment. Want to get everybody, as many people on as possible. This is going to be a really good session. So go ahead and buckle up for some good stuff here. And I'm going to show you just a few things in a moment after we get a few more people logged on. And guys, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and muting yourselves on the way in, that would be appreciated. Sounds like I'm going to have to do it for you. That's okay. Get it on the way in, guys, if you did that. From Joe Biden's inauguration last week was Amanda Gorman. Okay, so everybody's muted now. You can go ahead and unmute yourself later as we go, but we will, for the start of this, ask you guys to mute yourselves. All right, so let's jump right in. Why are we here today? Well, we are here today because there is a great opportunity in the market for better marketing. And why are we all here at EXIT? Well, we've got some great tools for you that are all provided for free. Now, when you think about marketing your listings or marketing listings in general, so some of you, I'm already looking at some of you on this call or on this Zoom, you don't maybe have a bunch of listings yet, you need to borrow listings. This training is for everybody because I'm going to show you bits and pieces that are appropriate for anyone. Some of them will be specifically only for listing agents in the MLS. So if you don't yet have listings, you can learn how to share listings with some of these tools, number one. And number two, everybody needs to be more articulate in the tools of EXIT. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a cheat sheet here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And then I'm going to get into EXITRealty.com. So the cool thing about EXIT Strategy, I've always said that EXIT Strategy Realty is like EXIT on steroids, that we have the great training and tools of EXIT, and then we add some things or overlay some things on top of it. We're going to dive into both of those concepts today. And beyond all that, you have a coach, me, you're stuck with me as your coach, that really is passionate about using these tools. I see a lot of other EXIT Realty owners, franchisees, coaches, whatever you want to put their name on it. They're not really doing a lot of business, or they're not using the tools of EXIT if they are doing business. And I'm like, well, why are you even here if you're not learning the tools and showing your agents? So I took that to heart when I came to EXIT, because when I came here, we had very few of these tools, but even the little tools they did have, the broker owners weren't using them. So I want to be always focused on showing you the tools, but then adding some cool stuff beyond that that I think we all need, and explaining to you where it all fits in. So to start off, the tools of EXIT Corporate are fantastic. They have really done a deep dive over the last few years into making this a technology company as much as anything else. So I'm going to go right in to start out into EXITRealty.com and into the Resource Center. So your opportunity in this market, I also want to do a brief jump into the overall market. The opportunity in this market is housing is starting to crack. What do we mean by that? There's starting to be a little bit of a slowdown. It happened around Memorial Day. Myself and a bunch of other top agents that mastermind through Core. Some of you have noticed it. I watched Showing Time. We discussed that on Tuesday during 411. All those reports are starting to show what this graph here shows towards the end of this article, pulling back. Consumers have few plans to buy a home after prices surge. Look at that. So what does that tell me? And look at that jump, that 430, so April 30th, it was at a 7.1, so near a high. And then all of a sudden, 531, 4.3, went in half. What does that mean? For your buyers, that means you may be able to get them into property. For sellers, that means you need to work harder to get their property sold. But no matter what the market, I want you to have all the tools of EXIT and all the tools of EXIT Strategy at your disposal. So I want to start off by reminding you that we have right here in EXITRealty.com, the EXIT Resource Center, all of the tools of EXIT. So right up here at the top is the Expert Marketing Suite. If you have not yet used the Expert Marketing Suite, you are missing out. What does the expert marketing suite look like to a consumer? Well, I'm glad you asked, because if you click on Exitize Me and then Exit Presentations, you'll be able to show any seller what you're going to be able to do for them by doing a seller's presentation. All right, a seller's presentation. I want to show you what that looks like right now so you can articulate this too, because my goal here today is not only to have you better service your current listings, but that you get to more future listings. I'm currently right now winning more listings than ever before because I'm using the tools of Exit and explaining them. I'm not just sending them, I'm explaining them. So take a look at this seller's guide. This is the exact same one you get. It has all the information about Exit. This can be downloaded as a PDF. You can also send it to them right from the EXIT Realty Connect app, which is amazing. The EXIT Realty Connect app, if you don't have it, you can send it right to their phone. It goes right on their cell phone. And there's also this great text message code, list with Exit. Text it now, check it out. Text list with Exit, all one word, to the number 85377. You really want to be able to share that with your clients. But then this whole presentation, look what it's doing here. Property flyers, single property websites, HTML online flyers, virtual tours, smart signs, all the different stuff that we're going to talk about today, online marketing, offline marketing, all that's information. So that's all in the Exit digital presentation, the seller's guide. But what I want to show you beyond that is when you go in here in exitrealty.com, when you log in as an agent, right up here at the top, you'll see Expert Marketing Suite. So if you click on that, you get all the tools of Exit. So this is huge. This is, and see, I've got some leads coming in here right now over the last couple of days, coming off of my text message codes for each property. Now, of course, you hopefully already know about your digital business card, your Exit mobile business card. Everyone gets one of those for free. But also, every time you put a listing in the MLS, you market that listing automatically to a bunch of different tools because it's fed to the MLS. Now, if you go right in here, and mine looks slightly different than yours in the front screen here, because I have access to everybody's listings. So if your listings are in the MLS, I'm also able to see them, which means I can share my screen and coach you if you need help with any tool, because I am using these tools regularly as well. So I have a new listing we're going to focus on today. We're going to, again, live, always from the street information, or from my house, but for live information from my own listings. This is a past client of mine, another one that started out as a rental many years ago. He rented a studio condo for me in the building next door to this listing. He then bought a one-bedroom, this condo in this building. He then bought an investment property with me later, and now he's bought a single-family home in the suburbs, and they have moved out, and he'd like to sell it. He's had wonderful appreciation over the years. He's owned this home for over a decade. I sold it to him in the market crash, and he is sitting on almost $100,000 in equity. This will completely change his financial future along with his wife and daughter. So I just love telling that story, but this is a new listing of mine. So once it goes in the MLS, within 24 hours, normally within about 5 hours, depending on if it's overnight, it will feed right from the MLS into your Expert Marketing Suite. So this is an Exit tool, not a Nick tool, but I'll go into our other tools later. So once it's in the Expert Marketing Suite, one of the big tools you've got is right here at the top. See the highlighted text message code? If you look on any of my listings, you will see that I have these text message codes everywhere. So right here, there's an open house. I mentioned the text message code, all of that in here, almost every single one of my listings. As I list them, you'll see right here, there's a link in bio on that one. Let's see the next one that I've got, that I have the text message code. Let's see here. Welcome open house on this new listing. That one's sold in a day. Text E206 937 to 85377 for full presentation. So what does that text message code gives you? Well, for the consumer, It gives them a beautiful digital presentation on their phone. For you, it gives them their cell phone number to follow up. Okay. It will send you a text message code if you want it to. It will also send you an email if you want it to, and it will put it into your leads here. It also makes you look like a superstar because very few other agencies even have this, very few. And trickling down from there, very few agents within those offices seem to know how to use them. So use that to your advantage. So there's the text code. Also, every property comes with a flyer. So you sit here and you can generate a portrait or a landscape, and you can change the photos if you want to. This is the simple flyer. It is plug and play. It's already plugged. All you gotta do is play. This is one of those, like, I have no time to do anything. I just need to run out the door with a flyer. And I'll show this flyer to you right now. So let's see, let's generate the PDF and then download it. Very, very simple. And again, you can change out the pictures, do whatever you want. And right here in the flyer, you'll see it's got the text message code. So you can tell people, hey, if you need more information beyond this, text that code. And what does it say at the bottom? Text Libert to 85377. So then there's the digital business card too. All of that information. So easy, easy stuff right there. Easy, but easy one to do. I love, love, love that for nothing. You're just sitting there and pressing a button. And remember, you can always go to either of our offices, or soon to be 3 offices, to print out for free at no charge any of this stuff. So good information there. Now, do you want to add information about the property to the text message code, which also then will go on the little website for the property? Absolutely, I bet you do. So look at this right here. I actually am very proud of this because I helped EXIT Corporate develop this. If you go into property documents and upload a document, it will then upload a document that is available on the public website for that listing. So see right here where it says site URL, you will get a single property website with either a tour or a gallery. It's up to you which one you share for that specific property. So let's go ahead and look at the tour version. So every single one of your properties has a website. Did you know that? I don't think so. So this is and it looks great on mobile because all of these are obviously optimized for mobile. And so look down here, request more information. So it's got lead capture. You can view the virtual tour. And then down here, all cool stuff about transportation, schools, all that stuff. And if there was additional documents like condo docs, like a floor plan, all that good stuff, you would put it right here in the property documents. You can also add a resource link. So what if you wanted to say, what is the information about Lakeview? Is there a Lakeview East Chamber of Commerce? East Chamber of Commerce. Let's do that. We're going to add a resource link right here. So there's Lakeview East Chamber of Commerce. And look at this. So I can give neighborhood information. Oh, how cool, right? So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it right here in the property resource links. East Lakeview. It's actually called Lakeview East. That's the neighborhood. Lakeview East Chamber of Commerce. Find out more about our beautiful area. Wouldn't this be great? Do you know every neighborhood in Chicago has a Chamber of Commerce? Should put that right there. Great information. Now, let's think of another one. Does the building have a website? Park Place Tower Condos. So there's Zillow, there's Chicago Condo Finder. Somewhere in here, that's highrises.com. Let's see, condo, that's for sale. Let's see, the Condominium Association. Let's see if they have a website. pptcowers.com. Look at this. Wouldn't this be cool? That's a nice thing to put right in there too. So what are you doing to advertise the neighborhood, the area, anything cool that you've got going on? So let's go ahead and put that in the login as well as a resource link. management. And then the URL. So you can do that. Think about this. If you've got all the condo documents, budgets, minutes, etc., you'd put that in the property documents and make that shareable or make that live. Public, it's called public. So now, once you've got all this stuff done, you have really a first class website for each listing. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and share on Facebook because you can share it. And you can do it a variety of other ways too. So this way, actually, not my favorite. I'll tell you why in a second. It's not got lead capture as much as I'd like. So I'm not going to share it through this spot, but I want to show you the rest of the items. So you've got the site URL. You can share it. But then the biggest thing I love is the flyers and the text message code, which you're going to add in your social media. All right. So that is the Expert Marketing Suite. Look at all these tools you've got right here. So if you want to right now, go ahead and send a text to yourself. And by the way, this is the gallery view. So this is a little bit different view. You can also send people this link. And see now exclusive property documents from Nick Libert. Look at this added box that just came in here, guys. So that's where I've got the links. And then also beneath that is where I'd have any documents from the condo board. What about property disclosures? Wouldn't that be great to get there? Ooh, well, let me show you right now how to do that. Do you guys want to do that? Unmute yourselves if this is something that you think might be interesting to you.
Yes, please.
Okay, got it. I'll do it. So let's see it. Go in here. I'm going to go into Exitize Me. So I'm going to jump out of this screen for a second. And I'm going to go into My Paperless Solution, aka .loop. And by the way, the only way I recommend to get into .loop is through EXITRealty.com. That is not, don't go through .loop.com, go through EXITRealty.com, and then it keeps it all easy in here. It's much easier to find everything. So my new listing, 655 West Irving 5308. It is now not a pre-listing. It is a listing. Come on, Team Libert, you're on this call. So now this active listing. So I've got these. I would put the real property disclosure up there and maybe the lead-based paint. So let's download these two, but I'll do them individually. So let's download the real property disclosure report. And then separately, I'm going to download the lead-based paint. And all the condo building documents should be in there soon too, Team Libert, if you're on this. Okay, so now that we've downloaded those, I'm going to go back into the Expert Marketing Suite. This will be great for an open house. I'll have all the information for my people right there. And I'm going to click into Market My Listings. And then I'm going to go into that listing that says New. And then I'm going to go into Property Documents. And I'm going to upload a document. This is going to be the residential real estate sales disclosure. Just going to call it property disclosure. Residential real property disclosure. And see where it says display show on web. Well, of course I'd want it on the web. That's the whole reason why I'm putting this up here. All right, so then I'm going to select the file. And wouldn't this be great for condo docs? If you've got like a survey on a single family home, neighborhood association information. So accept and save that. All right. So that's been uploaded successfully. So now that's there. See there? Now let's do one more. Let's do the lead-based paint disclosure. So yes, these can be on the MLS, but what about if the consumer wants them? So let's go ahead and do the lead-based paint disclosure. Do not put your listing contract on the web. Okay, keep that in your .loop private to you. Let's go ahead and save that and close. So now this beautiful, and it takes a minute or two to load, but now this beautiful little site URL, let's go into the featured tour again. Check this out now. So there is going to be the picture popping up at the top. There's the property description, exclusive property documents from Nick Libert. So, and then there's one more still loading, which is the lead-based paint. Look at that. And then the points of interest, restaurants. I mean, these little websites are great. Shops. Where's the transportation? Have you ever stalled and you're on a listing? If you're at one of your listings, like, God, where's the metro from here? Oh, now you got it. Look, there's everything. These are all from EXIT Realty Corporate. Really, really good stuff. All right. So that is how you do all of the items you could ever want in the Expert Marketing Suite. If you'd like to see how a property looks, text this one. Text E216-707-285-377. So again, E216-707 to the number 85377. So that is the tools of EXIT, but we're going to be coming back to two more things. But before we do, I want to show you Market Leader. So let's go into Market Leader. So Market Leader is not from EXIT. Market Leader is my gift to you from me. Market Leader is, of course, our CRM and our front end websites. Market Leader is also going to be where you're going to go for some more customized flyers on your listings. And if you are not a listing agent, but you want to borrow a listing, I'm going to show you how to at least get a link for your Market Leader website, because of course it's our CRM and our websites, so that you can start promoting your open houses when you sit them, or even without an open house, start advertising some other people's listings with their permission. All right, so let's dive right in. If you are a listing agent, click on listings and then market my listings. We're going to go into the same property that I just was talking about, which is, of course, 655 West Irving Park, Unit 5308. So here is all the information on the property. Can you guys see that? I'm going to go ahead and make this screen a little bigger for you. Okay. So on this one, you've got some options. Do I like the property details page or the single property website? I like the property details page much better than the single property website. Here's why. The single property website, it just doesn't have the same lead capture that the property details page does. It also doesn't have the same information. So let's go ahead and you can do this on your LinkedIn or your Facebook. You can share it from here. Why do I like this better than sharing the single property website through EXIT, through the Expert Marketing Suite, if you're going to use it on social media? So let me stop and clarify. I like, from the Expert Marketing Suite, the features of the text message codes and the additional property information on the website for the single properties from EXIT in the Expert Marketing Suite. I like that when you're out on an open house, when you are advertising the property directly to the public. But when you're on social media, I really like some of the property information and the way that there's lead capture and information on other properties that comes through Market Leader. So let me show you this. So on LinkedIn, let's go ahead and open up. We're going to post this to LinkedIn. So there is all of this information. So you can have a post title. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a clip from my property description. You notice my property descriptions are always very lengthy, very informative. I do that intentionally so that people really get as much information as possible on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. Oh, it only gives you 200 characters. Oh, that's terrible. Jaw-dropping views. All right. Lake views in a big 1-bedroom. All right. A must see. Easy to show. Now, let's combine both. Let's think about this. So if you did share your property through the expert marketing suite, I'm sorry, through Market Leader, what's then going to happen is that in the expert, it's going to have both, it's going to have the best of both worlds. Market Leader has the better websites to capture leads, but then there's better information for the consumer out of the actual property details from the exit text code. So let's do both. Text E216707. And by the way, these are not case sensitive, unlike a bit.ly link. So you don't have to worry about capitalization with any text, with any exit codes. With huge one better, I'm gonna hit the source of all buildings in the north side of Chicago. Must see vacant, easy to show. Let's go ahead and share that. All right, so don't mind me while I figure out what my password is. Oh no. I have it so my team can also sign in. There we go. Market Leader would like to use the primary agent, blah, blah, blah. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna go ahead and sync. Give that a moment. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Hi, Nick. Everybody, hello. Nick, can we do this even when we borrow from another agent,
No,
their listing? You can't do this.
not
Okay.
this specific. You can't do it from this screen, but I'm going to share in a moment how you can share other people's listings. Good
Oh,
question, Regina. Okay, go ahead.
okay.
Mute
Thank
yourself
you.
again. You're welcome. Okay, so that share, I want to make sure that's not sharing twice. I got a lot of windows open right now. Yeah, that is not shared yet. So I'm going to actually see one more time. I've got so many windows open to do this with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and close a few out. Okay. And share.
Nick, can I ask a question?
Yes.
I noticed that you have one, a listing under there as like pre-listing. This was back when under the exit resource area.
Okay.
Does that make
No,
sense?
that's not pre-listing. What's your question?
When is that just you setting things up basically until you're ready? That
No.
category? Or?
No, that's so and I'm gonna really, Noel, I'm gonna kind of disrespect the question, and my apologies. We're focused today on Market Leader and Expert Marketing Suite, that not Dotloop. But to just let you know, Dotloop, they just automatically, when you input and you start uploading documents into Dotloop, until you mark it as an active listing, it's always going to say pre-listing or pre-contract. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Now focus back on this though. I wanted, guys, if you let me go off track, I'll completely derail our train today. So I apologize for kind of needing to stay focused. So I didn't really 100% like the way that was trying to set that up in my LinkedIn. I want to go ahead and do this the other way to show you both how to share your own listings on social media using the Market Leader way, or if you are going to share other people's listings on social media. All right, so let's go in here. So if you are a consumer, you are going to go in the same way. There's a secret code. I call it cracking the code. I'm going to go ahead and log out completely out of my Market Leader, and then I'm going to do this kind of the back end way. So if you go into your Market Leader on the front end, so mine is nicklibert.exitsellschicago.com. Whatever yours is, that long domain name. And then you might go down to and see the featured properties. When you click on that, so there's the new one. That's my baby here. That's the 65 Irving 5308. This is the property details page. I'm going to go ahead and minimize you guys for a second so I can show you the screen. This is the property details page. Now, right up here at the top, see how this is got nicklibert.exitsellschicago.com/listing/MLS ID/153, this big long address right at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this. If you go on the coaching blog, I also show you how to do this, but I'm going to show it here in this video to you. So if you go on your website, your Market Leader website, and you scroll down, you'll see like properties previews. If you click on any property preview, you'll get this long domain name for that property. What that is that with the MLS ID number slapped at the end of a backslash afterwards. So it is, I'm going to read this. Well, I'm not going to read it to you. Just, you can blow up this screen and let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger for you. Ah, shoot. It won't let me blow up that whole, the top of it. But what you get there is the address. So I can go and say to everybody, beautiful new listing. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Watch this. Go on my LinkedIn. This is the way I prefer you share stuff. Beautiful new listing with jaw-dropping lake views in a huge 800 square foot under 200K. Check it out. Now, when I paste this, it's going to have an ugly little preview. But the genius is that when I click on that preview as a consumer, notice it says market trend information. When you then click on it as the consumer, guess where it takes you? It takes you to the page for 655 Irving 5308, where there's this long domain name at the end. But then look what's on the right-hand side. All the other properties in the area that Market Leader has decided are kind of similar to it. So you're advertising the listing, doing a great job for your client. Or if you are sharing a listing, how would you do that? So if you are Regina, going back to your question, if you are an agent and you are borrowing a listing. So suppose now Christina, I think Christina Williams might be on. She has a beautiful new listing. I'm going to show you guys in a second how to get that listing to look at all the listings of exits. You can figure out the MLS numbers. Whatever that MLS number is, you go in the MLS to find it, and then you tack it on. Let me go back to that right example here. So there it is at the top. You would tack that long domain name at the end. I'm sorry. You tack the MLS number at the end of this long property URL. And then that property URL goes on it's going to show up on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side is all the information from you. But you've got to go to your market leader. So mine is nicklibert.exitsellschicago.com, and scroll down to see the properties in order to get your domain names stuff. So then you can then start, and that at that point, any listing you choose is the listing that you share. All these other cool places are going to come up too. Why does that matter to you? Because you want the consumer to either start clicking buttons and logging in and give their information, lead capture. So lead generation and lead capture, because then you get their information. So you're not only showing that you're a realtor, they're going to start seeing all the properties in the area. Okay. And then suddenly you're going to get leads from that. Okay. Does that make sense? Let me see if there's any questions so far. And I'm going to go ahead and post this to my social media since it was pretty cool. Any questions so far?
Nick, you have a typo in that before you post.
Where?
It's sales should be single.
Thank you, ma'am.
Singular.
Any technical questions? Okay, so let's go ahead and there that is. So there's my post. Now, when the consumer goes and clicks on that post, there's what they see. So let's do the example for someone else's listing. How do we find all the listings of exit? Well, let me show you. I'm going to log in my MLS if I'm not in there already. Yep, someone logged me out on my team. All right, so I'm going to log in, and I'm going to blow my screen up so you can see it easier. So how do you find all the listings of exit? EXIT Strategy, because you're doing only our office, but we have several office IDs because we have several office locations, and several of you are in different boards of realtors. That's okay. Here's how to find all the inventory of EXIT Strategy. Go into cross property, probably just residential, unless you want to focus on detached single or attached single, whatever that is. So let's do cross property residential. I'm going to prove a point in a second. And then all active. I'm not going to do private market. I don't care about temporarily off market or contingent, just the stuff that is physically able to be shown. And then I'm going to add a field. And it's going to be listing office name. Why would it not be listing office ID? Because we got a bunch of them. Let's do listing office name. And then you're going to do EXIT Strategy. Don't put a space after it. Don't put realty. The reason why is that we have a few MLS IDs, including one that says EXIT Strategy Realty /EMA for the Cottage Grove office, one of the MLS IDs there. We may have another one coming. So just do EXIT Strategy, okay? And that gives you right now, active on the market, only on the residential side, 110 places, starting at the fabulously low price of $16,000 for a piece of vacant land, all the way up to, that's rentals, that's even less. Let's see, all the way up to, we'll go all the way down to the end. Where's the big stuff? There we go. Oh, look at all this stuff, 500,000, million. Everything else that's over $1 million is closed or under contract right now. 795 in Grays Lake, Prospect. But guys, do not focus only on the big stuff. Why? Because a lot of people can't afford the big stuff. Look at the stuff that's new. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff that's just sitting there. You want to advertise a rental? We got rentals. Look at all these rentals at the top. So rentals, sales, and this is just it. So now let's use that example on that Regina question again. I want to advertise a listing. Who do I want to go to today? What is this beautiful house in Park Ridge, Andy O? I know it's Andy's listings. We were just talking about this. So there's the MLS ID number. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to then, let's start from the top. I'm going to close everything else out so we don't get confused. I'm going to start at the top and go nicklibert.exitsellschicago.com. And I'm going to scroll down and see where it says featured properties. I'm going to click on any of them. I don't care which one. Any featured property, as long as it's on my website. And see, of course, it's now popping up going, hey, stranger, who are you? We want your name and email. That's how you're going to get the information from the consumer. But that's not what we're doing right now. See at the top here. It's going to be very hard for you to see at home, so you can blow this up later because this is being recorded. There's this little backslash and then a number. That's the MLS number. I'm going to replace that if I'm sharing someone else's listing. So remember, I'm on my website, just like you can be on your market leader website, but I'm borrowing Andy O's MLS ID of his listing, and then I'm going to click on this. Now, of course, it is asking me right now for my information because I played around with this a little bit, but look what it did. So there on the left-hand side is Andy's beautiful listing and all the information. And on the right-hand side is all the other $1 million beautiful properties around it in Park Ridge. So I could even say, watch this. I'll go on my Facebook and do this one. Now remember, I would want you to ask Andy O or whoever the listing agent is when you get this list, this inventory list, by typing in EXIT Strategy and seeing all the information, all the properties there. Oh, Cassandra, I always love your social media. She's so great. So let's go into my social media. I'm going to go into my post and I'm going to say, there are some stunning homes for sale right now in Park Ridge in the around $1 million. I am noticing some price reductions and new inventory. If you are looking in that area, start here. Now you can obviously come up with whatever you'd like to. Now I did focus it on that one listing from Andy. Now you could tag the agent. Maybe I don't want to. Now you're promoting your own business, so you don't need to tag the agent. I'm going to do it right now for me just because, you know, I'm friends with Andy and I don't need the business as much. As you guys will want your own business only focused on you. But the beauty of it is you are promoting that agent's listing, so they should be delighted. So I'm going to go ahead and add Andy to that post. Again, you don't need to add the other agent. Just let them know that you're going to be tagging the agent or that you're going to be using that listing. Does that make sense? Everybody understand that part?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So that is a great way to focus on. So this would be a great way to do it for open houses too. I'm going to be sitting this beautiful open house at blah, blah, blah address, this blah, blah, blah time. And I got to tell you, you could do a bit.ly link to that because when you click on that information on that property, it also gives you, again, it's popping up because I haven't cleared my cookies. I've been on the public Nick Libert site so much to do the to get ready for this training today that that's kind of where we're at. So it has all these other listings. So how cool for you as an agent if you're sitting in open house or new to an area and people go, well, what else is available around here? Oh, check out my website, bit.ly/Park Ridge with Nick, or whatever you want to do. If you've noticed me doing stuff like that before, where I'll say, you know, a certain area under a certain price point, things like that can be really cool to do. If you are on my market leader and then you're on your own market leader and some other market leaders, you're kind of just playing around looking at stuff, you may want to clear out your cookies. In other words, go in here and clear your browsing history. If you need to, so under settings, you can always clear your browser history right there. Because you sometimes otherwise you may all of a sudden see, oh my gosh, I thought I was on my page, now I'm on Nick's. Why is Nick's stuff popping up? You just need to clear your cookies, because that's the cookies is how the market leader, smart cookies they are, that's how they get that information to be able to ask you to log in. So that is how to share listings, how to generate some business for yourself, how to get more information out to the consumers, whether you have a listing of your own or not. So in review, you are going to go into property details. I'm sorry, you're going to go into the expert marketing suite. If you want the text message code, if you want to create a great website for when you are going out on open houses or when you are promoting your listings, what I'll do at all my listings now is I literally say, let me show you this. I'm going to show you this flyer. I now have a flyer that says, we are now paperless. All property photos, floor plans, tours, disclosures, etc. on this property can be found by texting, and then there's the text message code. And I also make that the code for the open house if you want to register for the open house. Or you can do your digital business card. Either way, I am getting their cell phone number. They then get this beautiful presentation on the actual property. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. So now, one more distinction I want to show you with market leader versus the MLS. I'm sorry, market leader versus the expert marketing suite from EXIT Realty. Market leader has some really cool extra flyers for you. So let me go into market leader. And the flyers for these properties, they don't have the text message code. So again, if you're going to an open house, I'd probably have this open house text code. But then if you want a beautiful flyer for your listings, go into listings, or you can go into marketing, either one. I like in the marketing center. If you've never played around the marketing center, guys, it's amazing. So you can go into print marketing, and then click on listing enabled only, and you're going to click on flyers. And then look at all the things that you can do. Let's stick with that 655 Irving 5308. You can do some elegant ones that would be great for you to go to Kinko's with if you want to spend $1. Or if you like to just run out all the ink at my copy machine, it's okay. I have planned for you to do that. Go into and look at this charcoal one. I love this one. So go into the charcoal one, and you can play with all the different ones. So go into the MLS number or the street address. So let's go into 655 West Irving. And let's see which one I want to do right now. 55. Let's get the MLS number. So where is that? There's the MLS number. So there, it pops right up and you can personalize it. All the pictures will pop up. You can change them out. You can edit the text. So again, I have this way too long text because I'm too wordy. So I need to cut that text down, but all that's editable. It's all sizable. All the pictures preload, you can switch it out. So I might want to put in a better picture up here and move that stuff around. All of that can be done. But again, if you don't have time to get those flyers, you can just go into exitrrealty.com and get the super easy ones that have the text message code, and then everything feeds through the text code. I'm going paperless. I love that feeling, especially after COVID. Okay, do you guys have time to learn how to advertise your listings? Have I lost anyone yet? I got a bunch of questions. Let me see. Let's stop the share for a second. Let's take a breather for 5 seconds. You got a lot of us on you. How do you have people register for an open house? Great question. So I have them use the text code. Now, the other option to be, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. The other option would be that you just say, text Nick for entry. Open house, 2 to 4 p.m. Text Nick, 312, or whatever your cell phone number is. Text whoever for entry, because that might be one way to track people. But I gotta tell you, if you send them, if you make them text that code for entry, it will send them the code, and then you get their cell phone number and it notifies you. So obviously then you know to go to the door. It can have a little bit of a delay, so it may not quite be as safe as doing just your cell phone number. Whoops, hit my screen. But either way, you need to get them to register. Don't use the apps. Oh, I need your email address, blah, blah, blah. Send them a text, have them text you using the text you using the marketing code, or have them just register by texting you their name and email address or whatever you want to do from their cell phone number. They will probably lie about their email address. So just say text Nick for entry. I've then got their cell phone number. I can then respond to that as I'm talking to them in the open house and say, you know what? I can send you more information on the property. Which number did you text me from? What's your email address? Or just, hey, text me again with your email and I'll send you further information. Or, again, if you text this code or make them text that code, then you also know which property they're calling on because it's tracking everything. Play with it a little bit. I don't have a right or wrong answer to that. Okay?
Okay. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome. So it was Noelle that asked that. All right. I'm not going to be looking at the chat window anymore. So guys, do not chat me in there. Go ahead and mute me. Or I'm sorry, mute yourself if you have other questions. Let's now talk. I'm going a little bit over time. This is a long video or long webinar. It's going to be a long video, but man, am I excited about the next things I'm going to show you. So we're pretty much done in Market Leader. I showed you the flyers. I really wanted to focus on how to search for property, how to share properties that aren't your own. All right. So that's fine. But let's go beyond that. Let's get out of Market Leader. Let's get out of Facebook. Let's get out of Instagram and all my weird pictures. Let's get it back into the Expert Marketing Suite. Okay. In the Expert Marketing Suite, you have the option to right there, go to the Exit Ad Center. You also, if you go into the Exitize Me page, right on the main page, I'm going to explain the difference right now between the Exit Ad Center and Adwerx. Okay? The Exit Ad Center is for you to create ads that lead capture. For you to create ads that lead capture. So this is a way for you to generate leads on your listings or just generate buyer and seller leads in general. Okay? Spend a little money. I'm going to go into that in a second. My Adwerx. Have you ever seen me talk on social media about, oh, my property was on CNN the other day? Let's explore there. You will not get leads. They claim you can, you won't. You will not get leads off of the Adwerx, off of Adwerx. Adwerx is a vanity thing, but man, does it make your sellers feel great because Adwerx is a partner of EXIT. Adwerx, for $49, $59 for a campaign, they will target on major websites like CNN, like ESPN, like Fox. It is fantastic. Would you like to see how to advertise this to your clients? You go into you go into the Adwerx button and so let me go take you back for 1 second there. You go into Exitize Me on Exit, then you click on my Adwerx. Then it's going to take you to the Adwerx dashboard. And then from there, right here, there is a free listing pitch PDF. So you can add this to your listing presentation. Isn't that cool? So your ad has been featured on, and this is literally how it looks. It looks great. And then they report back to your client. That's the beauty of it. So then also they have a video.
Attention business owners.
That's
to
not the
help
video.
you through the
We're gonna
current
get through this ad
situation.
real quick.
We're offering you a free.
Okay,
Hi,
here's
I'm
the
Kelsey,
video.
your digital marketing specialist, and I'm here to talk to you about our online marketing strategy and how we plan to advertise and market your home. After listing your home with us, a custom digital advertisement will be created for your listing. This ad will be shown thousands of times to home buyers surrounding your property. Your home will be shown on Facebook and Instagram, as well as major websites like the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, on both desktops and in mobile apps. It will specifically target people looking at listings online, using online mortgage calculators, and researching moving companies. If someone sees your listing on our website, they'll also be followed around with your home's ad. Just like Amazon might follow you around with that pair of shoes you were just looking at, we'll follow home buyers with your property, keeping your home in front of potential buyers wherever they go online. Finally, you'll receive a daily report showing how your home's ad is performing. You'll also receive a link to share on your social networks, letting your friends and family help spread the word about your listing. Feel confident that your home is in the best hands online and off, and list your home with us. We will truly work for you to get your home sold.
Now, you wouldn't want to share that video or the PDF if you're not going to actually do Adwerx, and Adwerx does cost money. So let's go ahead and let's see what these campaigns are. I've got 2 active campaigns right now. Let's see here. Let me go back into mine. My campaigns. So currently right now, I have 2 active listings that are on these campaigns. It should be more. It looks like my team has not added these. You can also do it where automatically they get added, but remember that means you are spending money every day. I shouldn't say every day, but you're spending money automatically every time you get a new listing. You may want to save this in your arsenal for you to actually, let's get that MLS number we were talking about before, for you to actually do this during a price reduction. But I got to tell you right now, I just want everything up front. I'm spending the money. I feel like it's worth it, but I'm not getting leads off this. So here's what the ad looks like. You can change anything about it. You can change the image. You can change your picture, anything like that. I'm not really going to even mess with that stuff. Epic lake views. Let's see, you don't have too much room here. Under 200K. All right, so then there's my ad. So, is it the most stunning ad ever? No, but I got to tell you, this seller loves the idea that this thing is all over the internet. And then they've created their own automatically. This is all done for you already. They've already got a landing page. But again, you're not really going to get a lot of lead capture, but it is absolutely fantastic for the consumer. So I'm going to do this a 3-week campaign, knowing this may be not the quickest sale for me. I'm going to launch it immediately. I've got a little bit of a discount through EXIT, and I'm going to purchase and launch it. Then I'm going to make sure that my seller gets a copy of the report. So let's get Alan, my seller, my wonderful friend that started out as a rental client, another one. You hear me telling these stories. These are, these are live people here. So let's go ahead and send his email. Let's send it to his email. Okay. And then you can add a second one. Let's add Nancy, his wife. And I'm going to go ahead and add her. So now you can see down at the bottom, they're done. They're getting that. And of course, they'd love to have me spend more money with them. All right, what's next? Your ad is submitted for final approval, blah, blah, blah. They'll then send you a notification as it's beginning. And every day, they and you will get a little email saying, here's where your property was today. It's such a calming thing for people for $30 to $40 a week. Now that's money, but it's also a way to get listings or keep a listing or entice people to have a price reduction. So that is done. Now let's go into, so remember, that's vanity. This is telling my consumer I'm everywhere. And then what are you going to do when you get those emails from Adwerx saying that, hey, this property is getting all kinds of ads? So let's go into Adwerx summary, June 17th. What's getting advertised? So there actually is the just listed. So I'm going to go ahead and need to cancel that other one. Here is the, actually that one is a different one. So look at this one. Your ad design, 18,000 views. Wow, 18,000 views on this thing. View a graph of this ad's performance. Now on this one, look at this. This has been everywhere. Ad weeks, edit ad, destination page, send report to your client. Now it looks like my client never received a copy of this one because my team didn't send it. So we got a team, Libert, if you are on this call, maybe this is just me not looking all the way through the campaign. But I'm going to go ahead and send it to Noah just in case he's not getting it. And there he is. Now he's getting it. But what an amazing, look at that. All the different views and clicks. 18,000 of them. They should feel pretty darn good about that. Okay? So that is Adwerx. But that didn't get me anything. That got them everything. Now I want to go into what's going to get me something. I'm going to go into the EXIT Ad Center. And I want leads for my listings too. Don't I sound like a baby? I want leads too. Got to keep you guys awake here. So then my screen will look a little bit more. I'm going to blow this one real up. Generate visitors to your web page, Facebook ads for everything else. No. I want to do ads on my listings. So let's go into listings. And by the way, I'm in the wrong account. I need to be in that account. You only have one account unless you're in 2 offices. Then let's go into listings. And by the way, if you want to automate this as well, so Team Libert, if you're on and you're not mad at me yet because I called you out and may have called you out falsely, I would love to see all our listings for my properties automated. So automatically they each get the ad running. So guys, everybody, you could automate this so that you have your entire property inventory every time they go out. What if you did that, guys? Think about this. What if you did that? If every single one of your listings, every time you listed it, you sent it out in Adwerx, all you'd have to do is go back in and add the client, and you had it now running in the EXIT Ad Center. The EXIT Ad Center, the beauty of the EXIT Ad Center is you don't have to have a bunch of things going on it in terms of, you don't have to have a private landing page. They've already done one for you. You don't have to have a Facebook business page. They make one for you. All of this stuff is done for you. That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to do a different property. It looks like the same. It looks like the same address. This is a different one. It's 625 Irving 1010. Another one in there. So I'm going to create a program. And the blueprint I like is the generate leads. And there's the listing to advertise. Now, if you don't have a Facebook page, you just go to the EXIT Realty Agent Experience and it'll do it for you. And then literally everything is just, you can pop everything in there. It can be templated. It can go directly to something in terms of, like, you can change the description. That's totally up to you. So let's go ahead and say lowest price on a 2-bed, 2-bath with lake views. All right, check out my listing. Then there's the headline. And actually, let's see here. And then you can have the preview. So I'm going to go ahead and also, what I love about this one, look, they've got all the property photos in there. So look at that. I'm just going to use that one. Actually, that is a terrible. Let's see if that's a better. That's the virtually staged one. I like that better. So we'll go with that. And then here, you can spend as low as $49. Okay? $49. And then it's going to go on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Google. The problem here, the great thing, this sends you leads. The bad thing, this client doesn't get a report, nor do they really care whether you get leads that sell you, that you can convert elsewhere. So now I've got this running for $49. So are you going to spend a little money? Yes. Are you going to get leads? With Adwerx, no, but you can get more listings by showing people what you do with your listings. EXIT Ad Center through EXIT. Will you get more leads? Yes. Will you get more listings? Probably not. So you got two different options. You got two different things to think about here. Guys, it has been a pleasure to be with you. I do have some other stuff that I need to focus on for the afternoon. This ran over, so I appreciate you being here. I want you to start using these tools. I'm going to be watching you on social media. If we are not friends on Facebook, if we are not connected on LinkedIn and Instagram, add me on all three now. If you would like me to share your listings like I just did Andy O's, if you want me to just share what you post, I'll share it. You tag me in it and I'll share it. And I've got a network of 15,000 people on Facebook. On LinkedIn. I've got a network of 5,000 people on Facebook. I killed off 5 connections, so I have 5 more people that I could add today because I'm at the max, but now I'm not. So I want to add you. You add me on Facebook and then tag me in anything you're going to do relating to your own listing. I will not share your share of someone else's listing, but I'll share your listing if I see you tag me in it. I want to see you use these tools. Does anyone have any other questions before we go? Karen asks, how long does the ad run? However long you want it to, however long you're willing to pay for. That one is going to run through, it looked like July for $49. That one's going to run through July 1st. So that looks June 17th to July 1st for $49. $3.50 a day. Don't have one Starbucks. Got you guys. Appreciate you being here. This will be in the coaching blog. This is a long video, so it may take me a couple hours to spool up, but I appreciate you. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too, Nick.
Bye-bye.